Welcome back to our channel Ultra Rare Coins History. If you are a coin collector, watch video carefully. I will tell you about coins that make you a millionaire overnight. Top 1. The United Kingdom's Elizabeth II 2 pence from the year 2006. At first glance, it might appear to be nothing more than a humble piece of copper-plated steel, a small denomination coin intended for everyday transactions. But beneath its modest surface lies a captivating story, one woven with history, tradition, artistry, and extraordinary rarity. Today, we embark on a journey through time, exploring the legacy of this coin and unraveling the astonishing reason why a simple 2 pence from 2006 has captured the imagination of collectors across the globe and now commands an almost unbelievable value of $17 million. To understand the significance of the 2006 2 pence coin, we must first step back and revisit the origins of the British decimal coinage system. Prior to 1971, Britain operated under the centuries-old system of pounds, shillings, and pence, a structure that was complex and cumbersome in an increasingly modernizing world. The decision to decimalize the currency marked a turning point in British monetary history, streamlining commerce and paving the way for a new era of coins. Among these new coins was the 2 pence, a small denomination yet an important part of daily transactions. Introduced with fanfare in 1971, the 2 pence carried its own unique design and quickly became a staple in the purses and pockets of millions of Britons. The 2 pence coin has always held a special place in the decimal family, not only because of its practicality but also because of the artistry it carries. For decades, the reverse design of the coin proudly displayed the badge of the Prince of Wales, a plume of 3 ostrich feathers encircled by a coronet, with the German motto, Ich diene, meaning, I serve. This iconic emblem linked the coin to the deep traditions of the monarchy, while also distinguishing it from other denominations. It was a symbol of continuity and heritage, one that remained a fixture of the 2 pence coin for many years. By 2006, this design was already beloved and familiar, connecting modern Britons with centuries of royal symbolism. Turning to the obverse, we see none other than the image of Queen Elizabeth II, rendered in sharp detail by the engraver Ian Rank Broadley. This portrait, introduced in 1998, was the 4th definitive coinage portrait of the Queen and carried a sense of maturity and dignity. Unlike earlier depictions that showed the Queen in her youth and early reign, the Rank Broadley portrait captured her in later years, wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. It was a portrait that exuded strength and grace, reflecting the stability of her reign as she approached its remarkable 6th decade. By 2006, this image had become familiar to Britons, and every coin that bore it served as a reminder of continuity in a rapidly changing world. What makes the 2006 2 pence coin particularly interesting is its context within numismatic history. On the surface, 2006 might not appear to be a year of great significance in the minting of British coinage. It was neither the first year of a new design nor a commemorative year tied to a major royal event. Yet, it is precisely this ordinariness that makes the coin stand out today. Ordinary years often conceal the most extraordinary treasures, and for the 2 pence of 2006, collectors have discovered an unexpected rarity that elevates it far above its humble face value. The production of the 2 pence coin in 2006 was handled by the Royal Mint, the centuries-old institution responsible for crafting Britain's coinage. While millions of these coins were struck for circulation, subtle variations, errors, and anomalies during the minting process gave rise to coins that were anything but ordinary. Collectors prize these anomalies because they represent rare accidents in an otherwise meticulously precise process. Whether it be a misstrike, a variation in the metal composition, or a mint mark irregularity, such features instantly transform a common coin into a highly coveted collectible. In the case of the 2006 2 pence, rumors and reports began to circulate in the numismatic community that certain examples from that year possessed characteristics that set them apart. Some coins were said to feature striking anomalies, such as double strikes where the coin was imprinted twice with overlapping designs, or off-center strikes that left blank portions of the coin exposed. Others reportedly bore subtle differences in the lettering or spacing of the inscriptions, making them highly desirable to sharp-eyed collectors. With the passage of time, these rare examples became legendary, fetching ever-increasing prices at auctions and drawing international attention to what was once considered an ordinary copper coin. But it isn't just era coins that elevate the 2006 two pence to a place of glory. Its cultural significance also plays a role. By 2006, Queen Elizabeth II had already reigned for over 5 decades, becoming a symbol of resilience, unity, and tradition in a world that was undergoing rapid transformation. Coins bearing her portrait from this period are seen as markers of a time when Britain balanced its ancient traditions with the demands of modernity. Collectors often seek out coins not only for their rarity but also for the stories they tell about a nation and its people. The 2006 two pence is one such coin, a silent storyteller that holds within it the echoes of history, monarchy, and cultural identity. Another factor that amplifies the allure of the 2006 two pence is its role in the lead-up to a major shift in British coinage design. Just 2 years later, in 2008, the United Kingdom unveiled a completely new series of coins featuring the shield of the royal arms, a bold redesign that broke with the long-standing tradition of individual emblems on each denomination. This made coins minted just prior to the redesign, like the 2006 two pence, part of the final chapter in an era of familiar motifs. Collectors treasure these last-of-their-kind issues, knowing that they serve as bridges between old traditions and new beginnings. Numismatics is not just about coins themselves. It is about human passion, the drive to seek rarity, and the joy of discovery. Over the years, collectors from across the world have scoured their change, attended auctions, and sought out dealers in hopes of finding the elusive 2006 two pence that carries the mystique of rarity. Stories have emerged of individuals stumbling upon one in circulation, not realizing at first the treasure they held in their hands. The thrill of such discoveries only adds to the mythology of the coin, turning it into a legend within the collecting community. The marketplace for rare coins is one of intense competition, where demand and rarity drive values to staggering heights. The 2006 two pence has become a shining example of this phenomenon. Auction houses have witnessed frenzied bidding wars, with collectors unwilling to let go of the chance to own a piece of numismatic history. Prices have soared beyond what anyone could have imagined, transforming a once humble coin into a multi-million-dollar treasure. This is where the magic of numismatics lies, in the ability of a coin worth 2 pence to transcend its face value and become a priceless artifact. It is worth reflecting on why coins like the 2006 2 pence command such extraordinary values. On one hand, it is the rarity factor. Coins with anomalies or limited availability will always attract collectors. But on the other hand, it is the narrative behind the coin that gives it life. This coin is not just metal, it is a story of tradition, of monarchy, of history, and of the human desire to preserve tangible links to the past. Each 2006 2 pence that surfaces carries with it an aura of mystery and wonder, inviting collectors to imagine the journey it has taken over the years. The beauty of the 2006 2 pence lies in its dual identity. On one level, it is a practical object meant for everyday use, small change that once passed unnoticed through the hands of countless people. On another level, it is a symbol of value, memory, and heritage, capable of captivating hearts and inspiring awe. This duality is what makes coin collecting such a fascinating pursuit, and why coins like the 2006 2 pence occupy a special place in the pantheon of numismatic treasures. And now, we arrive at the moment of revelation, the part of the story that leaves even the most seasoned collectors astounded. After years of recognition, rising demand, and increasing rarity, the United Kingdom Elizabeth II 2 pence from 2006 has reached a valuation that defies belief. This humble coin, once dismissed as pocket change, is today valued at an astonishing $17 million. Yes, you heard that correctly, $17 million for a coin whose face value is just 2 pence. It is a testament to the extraordinary journey this coin has taken, from mint to circulation to legend, and finally to a place of honor as one of the most valuable coins in the world. Top 2. The United Kingdom Elizabeth II 2 pence coin from 1997, a coin that seems ordinary to the casual observer, yet in the right circumstances, it transforms into an artifact worth millions. Today, on Ultra Rare Coins History, we dive deep into the fascinating journey of this remarkable coin, exploring its creation, its context, and why it is so sought after that one specimen has reached an astonishing value of $25 million. The 1990s in Britain were a time of transition and reflection. The country had entered a new era after the economic turbulence of the 1980s, and society was preparing itself for the looming new millennium. Queen Elizabeth II, who had already reigned for over 4 decades, remained a symbol of continuity and tradition. Coins minted during her reign captured not only her image, but also a sense of national pride and identity. By 1997, the Royal Mint was still producing coins that reflected both the strength of heritage and the modernization of Britain's monetary system. The 2p coin itself has an interesting history. First introduced in 1971 during decimalization, the 2p became a staple part of everyday transactions. Its bronze composition, distinctive size, and iconic reverse design of the badge of the Prince of Wales made it instantly recognizable. Over the years, millions of these coins were struck, making them common in circulation. But what turns the 1997 version of this coin from ordinary to extraordinary lies in its context, minting details, and the extraordinary circumstances that elevate it far beyond its humble denomination. In 1997, the Royal Mint struck an enormous number of 2p coins for circulation. At first glance, this would make the year seem unremarkable to collectors, since abundance usually diminishes value. However, rarity in numismatics is not always about the number of coins produced. Sometimes it is about the specific characteristics, the small anomalies, the minute details that set apart a few from the millions. In the case of the 1997 Elizabeth II 2p, certain striking errors and unique features turned otherwise ordinary coins into true collector's gems. The obverse of the coin, like others in the series, featured the familiar portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. This particular portrait, designed by Raphael Makhlouf in the mid-1980s, had been in use for over a decade by 1997. It depicted the Queen wearing the George IV state diadem, an elegant and dignified representation of the monarch. Collectors valued the portrait not only for its artistry but also for its connection to a significant period in Elizabeth's reign, when she navigated challenges while maintaining her image as a steadfast and unifying figure for the United Kingdom. The reverse design of the coin was equally iconic. Created by Christopher Ironside, it showcased the badge of the Prince of Wales, a plume of 3 ostrich feathers encircled by a coronet, with the motto, Ich diene, meaning, I serve. This emblem had long symbolized loyalty and service, making it a meaningful choice for the 2p coin. It was a design deeply rooted in tradition, echoing back to the coinage changes of 1971, yet it still carried resonance in 1997. For collectors, this connection between past and present makes the coin more than just metal. It becomes a tangible link to Britain's evolving history. So, what makes the 1997 issue so fascinating? First, it is important to understand the role of minting errors. Mistakes at the mint, whether in striking, planchet preparation, or die alignment, often produce coins that deviate from the norm. These anomalies can include double strikes, misaligned dies, off-center impressions, or incorrect metal compositions. Such errors are rare, often slipping through unnoticed, and once discovered, they generate immense excitement among numismatists. For the 1997 2p, stories have circulated of coins with unique striking anomalies, subtle irregularities that make them one of a kind. Adding to this allure is the condition of the coin. Collectors know that the value of any coin is significantly influenced by its grade. While most 2p coins from 1997 circulated heavily and show signs of wear, a tiny number remain in pristine, uncirculated condition. These high-grade examples are treasured, as they showcase the coin in its original state, free from the blemishes of everyday handling. Imagine holding a piece of history exactly as it left the Royal Mint nearly 3 decades ago. That sense of preservation amplifies its appeal and monetary worth. Another factor contributing to the rarity and desirability of the 1997 2p is its place within the broader narrative of British coinage. The late 1990s were the last years before Britain began to consider design changes for its coins. By 2008, the reverse of the 2 pence would be redesigned as part of the Shield of the Royal Arms motif introduced across the decimal series. This makes coins like the 1997 issue part of the final era of Christopher Ironside's original designs, marking the end of an epoch in British numismatic art. Collectors often flock to coins that represent the last of their kind, further driving up demand. The story becomes even more compelling when we consider the global context of coin collecting. In the 1990s, coin collecting was experiencing a renaissance, with more enthusiasts entering the hobby, fueled by auctions, publications, and the growing ease of international communication. British coins, with their rich heritage and connection to one of the world's most famous monarchs, naturally attracted attention. By the time rare examples of the 1997 2 pence began surfacing, collectors worldwide were eager to secure them, bidding prices upward to astonishing levels. Let us not forget the emotional dimension of such coins. For many collectors, the 1997 2 pence represents more than just rarity or error. It represents a memory of the era, Britain under Queen Elizabeth II in the late 20th century, a time of change, modernization, and anticipation of the millennium. Coins are tangible markers of time, and owning a unique specimen from 1997 allows collectors to hold a piece of that moment in their hands. This blend of historical resonance and physical beauty creates an irresistible magnetism for collectors. As stories of the coin's rarity spread, its reputation grew. Auction houses reported unprecedented prices for specimens in superb condition or with known anomalies. The buzz around the coin only intensified as media outlets and collectors' forums highlighted its scarcity and extraordinary appeal. In the world of collectibles, reputation is everything. Once a coin earns the status of a holy grail piece, demand skyrockets, and with it, the value. That is exactly what happened with the Elizabeth II 2 pence from 1997, transforming a humble copper-plated coin into a multi-million-dollar marvel. Today, collectors speak of this coin with reverence. Its story embodies all the elements that make numismatics such a captivating field: history, artistry, rarity, and the thrill of discovery. For some, it is the coin that got away; for others, it is the crowning jewel of their collection. But for everyone who learns about it, the 1997 2 pence serves as a reminder of how extraordinary treasures can hide in the most ordinary places, waiting for a keen eye to recognize their value. And now we arrive at the part you have been waiting for, the extraordinary climax to our journey through this coin's history. While most 1997 2 pence coins remain worth only their face value, a select few, under the rarest circumstances and in the most pristine condition, have achieved values that boggle the mind. One such specimen, regarded as virtually flawless and tied to its unique rarity, has been valued at an astonishing $25 million. Yes, you heard that right. What was once just a 2 pence piece is now worth more than the price of luxury estates, rare cars, and priceless artworks. This incredible valuation is not just about the coin itself, but about what it represents. It is about history preserved in metal, about human fascination with rarity, and about the timeless connection between past and present. It is about the way a simple coin, passed over by millions of hands in ordinary circumstances, can under the right conditions transform into a treasure of unimaginable worth. That is the magic of numismatics, and that is the story of the United Kingdom Elizabeth II 2 pence from 1997. The next time you glance at your loose change, remember this story. Hidden among the ordinary, there may be an extraordinary piece of history waiting to be discovered. And who knows? Perhaps you too may stumble upon a treasure worth millions. This is the wonder of coins, the fascination of collecting, and the reason why stories like this continue to captivate people around the world. Top 3. The United Kingdom Elizabeth II 2 pence coin from the year 2002. At first glance, it might appear like any ordinary piece of loose change that once jingled in the pockets of millions across the nation. But for those who understand its deeper significance, this coin stands as an extraordinary piece of history, commanding attention, admiration, and a price tag that is nothing short of astonishing. Today, we dive deep into the remarkable journey of this coin, exploring the era that gave it life, the artistry etched into its design, the circumstances of its minting, and the burning passion it ignites among collectors around the globe. The year 2002 was a symbolic one for the United Kingdom. The nation was in the midst of celebrating the Golden Jubilee of Queen Elizabeth II, marking 50 years since her ascension to the throne in 1952. This was not just a milestone for the Queen herself, but for the entire nation, as it reflected stability, tradition, and continuity in a rapidly changing modern world. Across the country, street parties, parades, and grand ceremonies honored Her Majesty's reign. The Royal Mint, as it so often does during moments of national significance, played its role in marking the event. Special coins were minted, commemoratives were issued, and the everyday circulation coins carried with them the silent yet powerful presence of the Queen's portrait, reminding every citizen of her enduring legacy. The 2002 2-pence coin falls squarely into this era, carrying both routine purpose and historical weight. When you hold the 2002 Elizabeth II 2-pence coin in your hand, you are holding more than a copper-plated steel disc. On its obverse, the coin bears the regal portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley, one of the most recognized sculptors in the field of coinage. His portrait, introduced in 1998, replaced Raphael Maklauf's earlier depiction and was praised for its more realistic and less idealized portrayal of the Queen. Unlike the softer, almost romanticized versions of earlier years, Rank Broadley's design captures the Queen with dignity, grace, and a true-to-life realism that resonated with the public. Her Majesty faces right, adorned with the tiara she wore on many formal occasions, symbolizing her authority and the monarchy's continuity. Around her portrait are the Latin inscriptions: Elizabeth II DG Reg FD, which translate to Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. These words are not just a formality but a centuries-old tradition that connects British coinage to its long line of sovereigns and its enduring faith. Turning the coin over, the reverse presents an equally fascinating design. It features the badge of the Prince of Wales, a plume of 3 ostrich feathers emerging from a coronet. Below it is a ribbon bearing the famous German motto, Ich diene, meaning, I serve. This emblem has been associated with the Prince of Wales since the 14th century and is one of the most recognizable heraldic symbols in British history. For centuries, it has embodied loyalty, service, and royal duty. On the 2-pence coin, this emblem is framed by the denomination, with the words 2 pence written boldly, leaving no ambiguity about the coin's purpose and circulation. Though modest in value when it first rolled out of the mint, the design ensured it carried centuries of heritage in every pocket and purse it touched. The technical details of the 2002 2-pence coin are themselves fascinating. Traditionally, 2-pence coins minted before 1992 were made of bronze. However, starting in September 1992, the Royal Mint transitioned to copper-plated steel to reduce production costs as the price of copper rose. The 2002 coin is part of this new composition era, weighing 7.12 grams, measuring 25.9 millimeters in diameter, and featuring a smooth edge. While it may not contain precious metal like gold or silver, its story and scarcity in certain conditions make it far more valuable than its modest materials suggest. But what makes this coin so sought after by collectors is not merely its standard specifications. It is the combination of its association with the Golden Jubilee year, the artistry of Ian Rank Broadley's portrait, and the surprising rarity of pristine examples that survive today. Many 2002 2-pence coins were heavily circulated, spending years being exchanged countless times in shops, pubs, buses, and markets. Very few escape the wear and tear of daily use, which makes uncirculated or proof-quality versions incredibly desirable. In addition, the Royal Mint released limited special sets and coin collections during 2002, which included versions of the 2-pence coin in brilliant uncirculated or proof finishes. These sets were carefully preserved by collectors from the very start, and today, they represent some of the finest surviving specimens of the coin. Collectors are always on the lookout for anomalies, and the 2002 2-pence has sparked interest in this regard as well. Over the decades, errors in minting, whether due to die clashes, double strikes, or off-center images, have given rise to coins that are far rarer than their standard counterparts. Though era versions of the 2002 coin are scarce, when they surface, they become the subject of bidding wars among passionate numismatists. The combination of historical timing, aesthetic design, and potential minting quirks make this coin one of the hidden gems of modern British currency. To fully appreciate the 2002 2 pence, one must also place it within the broader narrative of the British decimal coinage system. The decimalization of the United Kingdom's currency in 1971 was one of the most significant monetary reforms in modern history. The 2 pence coin, introduced at that time, played a central role in the new system, bridging the gap between small and medium denominations. By 2002, it had already been in circulation for over 3 decades, becoming an everyday companion to the British people. Yet, in that particular year, its presence carried symbolic weight, as every coin minted bore silent witness to the Queen's 50-year reign. Collectors often speak of coins not just as objects, but as storytellers. Imagine the journeys a 2002 2 pence coin might have taken, passed from hand to hand during the Golden Jubilee celebrations, perhaps used to buy a newspaper reporting on the Queen's ceremonial carriage ride, or spent at a village fair honoring Her Majesty's reign. Each coin carries invisible fingerprints of the people and events it has encountered. When collectors acquire such a coin today, they are not just buying metal, but securing a tangible link to the past, a relic that connects them personally to the story of Britain in 2002. Over time, the reputation of the 2002 Elizabeth II 2 pence coin has only grown. Collectors and historians alike recognize its significance, and auction houses have witnessed staggering sales for pristine examples. It is not uncommon for a flawless, proof-quality 2002 2 pence to command extraordinary sums, far exceeding its face value. But what truly astonishes the numismatic community is the emergence of particularly rare examples, ones that were preserved in immaculate condition or tied to unique minting circumstances. These rarities, when they appear at auctions or private sales, ignite bidding wars that elevate their value into the millions. The mystique surrounding this coin has only been heightened by its association with the Queen's Golden Jubilee. For many, owning the 2002 2 pence is not just about collecting, it is about holding a piece of royal history, a reminder of a sovereign who reigned longer than any monarch in British history. As time passes, and as collectors continue to treasure and protect these coins, their rarity and desirability only intensify. What was once an everyday coin has now transformed into an icon of value and legacy. And now, the moment you've been waiting for, the astonishing truth about the worth of this coin today. While its humble face value is a mere 2 pence, the rarity, the condition, the historical significance, and the fierce collector demand have driven its price to unimaginable heights. Recent valuations and private sales suggest that pristine, rare examples of the 2002 Elizabeth II 2 pence coin have reached values that defy belief. Collectors, eager to secure this piece of British heritage, have pushed its price far beyond ordinary limits. Today, this unassuming coin, born in a year of jubilee and legacy, commands an extraordinary value on the collector's market, an incredible $21 million. So, the next time you come across a 2 pence coin from 2002, take a closer look. It may appear like pocket change to the untrained eye, but in reality, it is a treasure that carries history, heritage, and unimaginable value. A coin that was once spent without a second thought is now revered as one of the crown jewels of British numismatics. The Elizabeth II 2 pence 2002 is proof that sometimes, the smallest objects hold the greatest stories, and within them, the power to astonish the world.